Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the XoneBros. Thank you for being here. For those of you who listen on Spotify, last week's episode didn't show for some reason. I don't know why. It posted everywhere else, and we even used Spotify's own built-in podcast hosting service. And Spotify's service posted to everywhere else you could get podcasts, but not to Spotify's. Unsure why it worked. Hopefully when we post this episode, it gets fixed. I did submit a support ticket, but of course have not yet heard back from them. Everything I can see is working. So apologies for the inconvenience. Luckily, not a whole lot of people watch on Spotify, so most people were able to listen. But for those of you that do listen and support us on Spotify, apologies. Hopefully this makes it there. Mm-hmm. Another thing real quick. Did you know that we have gold badges over on YouTube for members who have been, is gold 2 years?
Gold is 2 years.
Gold is 2 years.
2 years.
When there are quite a few people in chat who tune in live each and every single week that have the gold badge, and it's so hot.
Yeah, it's sexy.
It's so sexy. And YouTube they've done a couple things. YouTube really is, I think they're doing it slowly, which I don't think is a bad way to go about. They can afford to do it slowly. Mm-hmm. It's YouTube. They don't have to speed and do it wrong. But they're rolling out more and more features to try to compete with Twitch on the streaming side of things. Now, where Twitch dominates is the community aspect. Twitch owns streaming community. Like, they make it a part of the community. It's interactive. They make it, you want to support the creators. They make it so that creators can interact with the community live very well. And they break down that wall. YouTube has yet to successfully do that, but they're implementing features slowly but surely to do that. So they implemented member badges on YouTube. So for those of you who want to support, come and drop a member badge. 2-year membership badge was the cap. They just announced that now 3 and 4 year membership badges are available. So we are creating right now 3 and 4 year membership badges. What comes after gold? I don't know. Onyx? Platinum?
I believe the traditional ranking system is Diamond, Onyx, Platinum, or Platinum, Diamond, Onyx.
And then Grandmasters.
And then Grandmaster, yeah. But you can only stay in that one if you're, like, active, right? You know, just like in games, right? You know, there's that
there's
one.
A decay system?
Yeah, there's a decay system in that one.
Should we have a decay system?
It'd be hilarious if you could do that. That would be hilarious. The other thing that YouTube just announced and dropped is gifted memberships, which is something Twitch has had for years and has been huge for Twitch. Just dropped on our channel, so we're one of the first channels to get it, by the way. It's still in beta, so huge thank you to YouTube for including us in that, and huge shout out to everybody who's dropped memberships. Last week Cooper dropped gifted memberships in chat, gifted a bunch of people with memberships. Ronan just dropped memberships in the pre-show to chat and did so last week as well. Huge thank you to everybody. But slowly but surely YouTube is implementing those features that Twitch has done so well for so long.
Yeah.
What's the next thing, Spicy, that you think YouTube needs to implement for it to really start to taking it to Twitch? Because YouTube did grab another few Twitch streamers to stream exclusively on YouTube this week. Mythic, I believe. And
we can look at it two ways. We can look at it from a creator's perspective or a viewer's perspective. This one, I think, would help both a lot, is to be able to navigate a lot more and be able to find streams that you're interested in, like Twitch. Twitch has flaws, but I feel like because they are strictly a streaming service, it's a lot easier to find streamers. Mm-hmm. Whereas YouTube, since they're a VOD platform, essentially. Not even a VOD platform. They're just an evergreen platform where they just have static videos that stay there forever once you post them, not live, essentially. I think that hinders YouTube quite a bit. So I would say to have a section on YouTube that is completely dedicated to live gaming categories that you are interested in, that makes it easy for a viewer to find a creator that they would like to watch,
and not buried on a side panel so many sections down. Like it needs to be like you come to the YouTube page and then there's an easy way to navigate to it. Because if you search like people that are live right now on YouTube, it's not overly difficult, but it's not
It's not convenient.
It's not. It's not convenient. That's the thing. It's not convenient. They need to make it convenient to find live streaming.
It's actually like chat saying it's near impossible.
Yeah, just copy.
Well, and especially if you're on your phones, because it's almost a different thing on your phones. So.
Yeah, all they need to do, in my mind, and Spicy talked about this a little bit, just copy the Twitch overlay, throw it on that live tab, and you're done. You don't need to. I wonder if they're trying to improve upon that process. And to me, like, why? Right now, I mean, you've improved it because you have an algorithm that enables people to find content. But a live stream is a number, like the top streamers go to the top of the live page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it could be as simple as putting it next to the YouTube logo.
Just right underneath the first button. Yeah, live YouTube.
Have an actual like logo made that represents live streams. And so people know what those are and go there and see stuff.
And it benefits more people than just games, because there's a lot of people that stream and they're not streaming games. They're streaming a bunch of other stuff, right? So, I mean, just have it all under that tab. But just making it more convenient, I think, is the best word. Convenient to find.
Another thing
the shorts are convenient to find.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's possible.
Another thing that I think that Mixer did very, very well, and this is more on a viewer kind of concept, is animated GIFs. Being able to post those, the interaction with, I know when we were streaming on Mixer, it was really, really fun for the content creator, us essentially, to see and interact with the funny things that chat is putting forth, and having it. Once we lost Mixer, because we went from when Mixer shut down, essentially, we moved to YouTube, and we didn't have that. That was like one of the number one complaints, even to this day. Is I really wish we had GIFs that we could post to like influence what I'm watching, kind of thing. So,
so Myth came.
Oh, they got Myth, huh?
Myth came over. What do you think of that get? A big get, a needed get.
Myth was,
but he's now exclusive on YouTube.
Yeah, Myth was. So I haven't followed Fortnite streamers in a while. I don't know if he still does Fortnite. He was one of the highest viewership streamers on YouTube as of, was it the prime of Fortnite streaming, which would be what, 2018 to 2020, let's call it that. I don't know how he's doing now. I assume he's still doing good, but that's, if he held his same viewership numbers that he's had previously, that's a decent pick.
Yeah,
that's like having someone from the Premier League come over to the MLS as a retirement. You know?
Because that's what happens.
That's what happens all the time. Someone's done, they're hitting their 37, 38 years old. They're done with their soccer ship in the Premier League. I'm going to go make $60 million in LA.
And still be better than probably half of the players.
Play with high school players.
Play with high school and just chill and score wherever you want on the field.
That's funny. Yeah.
It's funny that's become like a thing, because a lot of people do that now. Did David Beckham start that, or
he was?
Because he was the big one.
One of the
do
first
it.
big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know a lot of Premier players do that.
And the way that it works in the MLS, at least at the time, I don't know if it's still that way, but every team paid for his salary for the LA Galaxy.
Yeah. Well, it's
a shared pool.
That's how it survived.
Yeah, it's the only way it survived.
Yeah. Wow. It's actually kind of a smart way to do it if you have, you need teams to play. Yeah. And if all the money's going into LA,
so I went to a Manchester.
They're not going to be able to play anybody.
Yeah. So when I was 15, I went to a Manchester United practice in England, and they were like doing different drills and stuff. And so one of the things was Gatorade was brought out by a butler on a silver platter. It was hilarious.
The Premier League's a cut above.
Hilarious. It was awesome. Well, and I don't know if it was a butler, but that's definitely how it was presented. Anyways, but then, so shout out to David Beckham, whose set pieces are in his prime, next level. They were practicing and they were doing this drill, and David Beckham was at different parts of the field, and he was crossing the ball in, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards out. And all that, like, it was at the time, like Ryan Giggs was on the team, Paul Scholes was on the team. They would just have to stick their foot out. Like, that's how they just get it in. Like,
it's like a receiver and a quarterback.
So accurate. It was so good. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed.
I was very impressed with the professionals.
impressed.
Yeah. Didn't you go to like a camp too?
Yeah,
there,
then
like
I
it was
said,
a whole week.
Then I
thing
said,
there.
Rebecca, move over. Let me show you.
Let me show you how it's done.
Gigs go long.
Gigs. Go long, baby. Gigsy.
Gigsy. Hold my Gatorade.
Yeah. Anyways, Twitch, YouTube, the debate rages on. It's very interesting, very fascinating, very exciting to see.
I might have a controversial statement here.
Oh, no, here we
because
go.
you were giving props to Twitch. I'm not necessarily a fan of Twitch.
Okay.
I've stopped watching them years ago.
Sure.
Unless there's Tarkov drops.
Okay, unless there's
let me ask you
and
this,
then we
though.
have to.
If they got rid of all ads, would you have stopped watching them? It was the ads that stopped you, right?
I think the icing on the cake was how they were treating content creators. I was dealing with the ads because what else could I do? I wanted to watch these people.
Yeah.
And there was some weird bans going on at the time, and not consistent bans. Some people getting banned, some people getting getting you're fine. I just wasn't. That's what was the icing on the cake that made me like bounce out of it. But
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish up.
Oh, well, I was going to say what I originally wanted to talk about was you gave credit to Twitch that they had all these things from the past, but
Yeah.
I would argue that the content creators forced Twitch to implement these to make
That's
money.
true. That's a good point.
Because before Twitch had, bits, and before they had all that stuff, you had Streamlabs and you had all these other third-party things or other things that the streamer was basically asking for support while they created content.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Twitch Twitch was forced to make these in their service or they didn't get a cut of any money.
Yeah.
Right. So I would argue that the community, the giving community, the great community that Twitch has of giving and supporting streamers is from the streamers and the community itself. They created that. I wouldn't give credit to Twitch.
Oh, okay.
in
Okay.
my
Sorry.
opinion.
So
that's why.
Well, I'm saying is they have it,
Yes,
and YouTube
yes.
needs that. Super Shocker just gifted 5 membership subs. Huge thank you to Super Shocker, and did clarify he was testing it out. You do have to be on PC. I would imagine on Android you could do it. He says the iPhone is no good, so you can now subscribe as a member on the iPhone, but you cannot gift subs on the iPhone, and the reason is because of the Apple Store takes a cut. So it makes sense that it sounds like Google is willing to let go of one membership, but not willing to pay the 30% to Apple for multiple memberships.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yeah. Chat was asking about ads on YouTube. There is ads on YouTube, but they're done a lot differently than Twitch. Like for example, Twitch bombards you with ads during the live stream. And then whereas on and correct me if I'm wrong, on YouTube's live stream, there's no ads at all.
No,
you have to.
You have to say whether or not you want ads on the live stream, and you can say what ads you want, where you want. Even on your video, when you go to post your video, when you reach a certain threshold and you can monetize, because when you can't, YouTube just decides for you. But then you can even say like, I want to do ads on this video. I only want this type of ad at this time during this point. So it's very.
It's much more. What the point
You
I'm getting
get to
at
choose as a
is
creator.
not just talking about the live stream going into VODs too. You as a creator have more decision over those ad placements than you do on Twitch.
Which kills me. I don't know why Twitch doesn't just allow that.
Twitch forces the ads. Unless obviously you subscribe and get rid of ads and stuff like that. But
they force the ads, but the big problem is they force 4 30-second ads before you can even watch anything.
They're pretty bad.
And with live streaming, when you're watching somebody play with someone else that you both like, and you switch over to the other streamer because you want to see their perspective, and then you have to wait 3.5 minutes, it's viewership breaking. It's demoralizing. You can't watch what's going on, and especially with live stream, it's an instantaneous thing. You want to watch what's going on then, there, right now, and you miss it. You miss all the action.
Ronan brings up a point. He says Twitch is all live streams when YouTube has non-live videos that creators monetize, so that it's apples to oranges, he's saying.
No, yeah, and I get that. That's why I brought VODs as an example. And like you were saying with VODs, you as a creator have a little bit more freedom to
Yeah.
control those. You
Yeah.
don't have full control, but you have a little bit more control.
Well, I think what
with those ads.
he's saying maybe is Twitch's hand is forced because there's more options on YouTube to make money from ads. Twitch has to force live streams to have those ads.
Yeah, but if that were the case, they wouldn't, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they wouldn't necessarily nickel and dime their creators in other ways. You know what I mean? Like they have so many options
I mean, but
to make money that benefits Twitch than just ads.
But the flip side to
like
that,
because their split is very heavily in Twitch's favor.
yeah, but the flip side to that would be Amazon Prime subs.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
Like, that's
so.
huge for creators.
Ronan says creators on Twitch can choose when to run ads.
Not the first ones.
The,
Those are forced.
They can choose to add additional ads.
Yeah, you always get the forced ads.
They can choose to add additional ads, like say in between a match. They can just press that button. They can even give their option to have mods be able to press that button. But when you are just pulling them up for the first time, they don't give you that.
Well, and I mean, going back, I mean, I guess it's a debate that can go on forever because YouTube, if you don't have YouTube Red, will force you to watch those ads as well on a VOD, but on a live stream, you don't have to deal with the ads. But that's going back to what you were saying. Twitch is only live stream, so how do they? You know what I mean? So it's kind of a. I mean, it's a back and forth.
You want to know who I think the dark horse is in all of this that we don't talk about and doesn't really get included in the conversation, but is crushing it, is Facebook, actually. Facebook live streaming.
Yeah. For me personally, if they can fix their interface, I would watch it.
For me personally, if it wasn't Facebook, I would watch it.
Well, no, like I have no problem with
That's
Facebook.
me. I hate Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Facebook, but their live streaming interface, it's really, I don't know, maybe I'm not young enough for it. You know, it's a sensory overload of just stuff all over the screen.
Well, I know I've seen charts on like growth, and then I've seen charts on like streaming time and streaming retention, and Facebook crushes it in all of the outperforms YouTube and Twitch respectively. Or if it doesn't outperform in some categories, it performs equally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How are their ads?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
They're about every third post.
Every third post.
That's how they are.
Yeah, they handle a different way.
Yeah.
It's in
No,
text.
I mean both anyway, both Twitch and YouTube use ads. I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like YouTube gives the creator a little bit more freedom with those ads within the live stream and even the VODs. Whereas Twitch gives, I mean, you can add additional ads like you were saying, but you're also forced to watch those ads for a long time.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
And it looks like chat is saying a lot of them have 2 ads. I have consistently gotten 4 and 5 ads on the front. So, and they're all 30 seconds. So that's, I don't know what's the math on that? 3.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll get them
It's
randomly.
in live streaming speaking terms, that is a lifetime. That is a long time to miss the action, what's going on.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Craziness.
this all started because we're talking about YouTube following suit and
YouTube.
adding gifted subs.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. In fact, over on Discord, I dropped a post in Forums. So Forums is a new feature on Discord that they're running out. They're trialing. We're trying it out on our Discord page. So if you're listening and you were in Discord before and haven't been in a while, come check out the Forums and let us know what you think. We genuinely want to know what you think. If you like them, if you don't like them, leave a comment, create a post. Discord, if you're listening, you can find us over on XoneBros.com/Discord. We'll take you straight to Discord. If you're watching on YouTube, this VOD afterwards, a link is down in the description below. Come join us over there. But it was the streaming battle, Twitch versus YouTube. How's it going to end up? I really do believe long-term YouTube, it's inevitable to me that it wins, because I don't see Twitch figuring out its problem of discovery long-term for streamers. Like I have to be streaming 50 hours a week to make any kind of movement there. Whereas on YouTube, if you create content that people want and you do it in a way that is easy to find and gets searched and hits the algorithm, you can grow while you're at the beach. Your channel is still growing.
Yeah, because of the evergreen content, right?
Exactly.
Which hasn't Twitch tried to make? They've made small moves in giving you VODs on Twitch, but it's just not.
No, they've gone backwards.
Because I know they put the VOD system in there.
Well, here's the deal. So what Twitch did, they used to have like a VOD system. Like it was.
Yeah, it was like a 30 days, right, or something like that. You can keep the VODs.
It was forever.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
And then what was this? Was this early 2020? This is around the same time where creators kind of got screwed. They flipped a switch with like copyright music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
anything that was in a VOD, everybody got striked. And so people were getting banned left and right because of something that happened 3 years. They played, I don't know, Van Halen from 3 years ago. And so the creators weren't able to go through every stream. When you stream every day, 6 days a week for 5 years, and before they were so lenient when it came to music, and then all of a sudden they have the iron fist come down and ban everybody. That was really disheartening.
It was bans to the streamer, right? Like for example, how does YouTube handle their copyright? If you have copyrighted stuff on your YouTube, it just can't be monetized, right?
So it's interesting. YouTube has a really, I would say, progressive system. Most music, there are some copyright holders that strongly dislike their music being played on YouTube. I would say the Eagles. Never play the Eagles on a stream or on a YouTube video. You'll get hit hard.
Those guys are mean.
You get smacked down.
Those guys watch out.
But interestingly enough, YouTube, what they do is they allow most music to be played. However, the ad revenue will go to the license owners of said music. So
okay.
So you can actually, if you're okay with not getting ad revenue, you could use most music that's out there.
Yeah.
How I have tested some of that is I've actually uploaded a private video, and then YouTube will tell you, this song, you're going to go to jail, or this is fine, but you're not going to get any. They'll tell you, kind of a thing. So it's actually, I think that's kind of the answer to the system, because I personally want artists to be rewarded for their art.
Sure. Let me ask you this: when you were in
goes.
Twitch heavy,
Yeah.
speaking of rewarding, how many channels were you subbed to at any one time?
Subbed like monetarily or
Monetarily, yeah.
I don't know, five or so.
Yeah, see, and I think that's what Twitch does really well. Like, it's a community there, and YouTube, and maybe YouTube's too big to ever do that.
It's the second largest search engine.
Yeah, but it lacks. I feel like YouTube's weakness against Twitch is it lacks that sense of community. Twitch feels like a community.
Yeah, no. Well, Twitch is more of it is a streaming community, right? So, because they have, I don't know. I think YouTube lacks some of the features. Like, I think one of the best features on Twitch, and why I go back to Twitch, because it's for the selfish reason, is the drop system.
Drops
100%.
are awesome.
It is a fantastic system, and I think that's where Twitch dominates. Like you said, the community is really good, and it's built around a streaming community. But some of their features, like the drop system, is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Psychotic just dropped a super chat saying that he says, I only use Twitch for my Sea of Thieves drops. Keep up the great work, guys. Go Team YouTube. Again, another thing that Twitch does really well.
Yeah, drops. So they just have features. But that's an advantage of they've been there for, because it used to be Justin TV 2015. When was it? When did they
change
to
TV
Twitch?
was like 2008. They changed around 2011, I think.
Was it that long ago?
It's a long time. Yeah, they've changed a long.
When did Amazon buy them?
Amazon bought them, I think, like 2014.
Wow,
I don't know the
it's been that long,
numbers,
huh?
But they've had it for almost a decade.
Yeah. I do want to shout out Reactor Leak. 5 more gifted memberships from Reactor Leak. Thank you, Reactor Leak, for that. Everybody, if you're in chat, drop some BFF emotes for Reactor Leak, and thank you, everybody.
Well, I like that there is a battle, because we just get better stuff. I mean, look, YouTube is showing Twitch like, hey, we're not backing down. They're taking big people. You just got Myth today. Recently, you had Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, right? Ludwig was another big one that came over. I mean, you're getting quite a lot of people. You have Courage. He was one of the first ones to come over, I think, right?
I think he was
the first one, yeah.
Yeah, as far as a main
big. So I mean, they're getting people.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think I've seen, this was a while ago when Mixer was around. I don't people are just I've seen some chat around the internet that Twitch is always going to be the dominant one because, and they compared like Mixer and stuff. I don't think YouTube is Mixer because of what YouTube has like foundation wise, being a VOD service and stuff like that, right? So I think YouTube has an advantage over Mixer because they had that foundation of VODs, right? That I guess you could say community, right?
Yeah.
Twitch just has a better streaming community.
Yeah, it's true. We beat that horse to death. So let's move on to speaking
Jordan,
of horses.
shut up.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I'm not talking to you. Let's move over to speaking of horses, Red Dead Redemption. Let's pull up some giddy up cowboy gameplay while we talk about this. Red Dead Redemption this week, basically, Red Dead Online is dead.
Yeah.
It's basically what happened.
Yeah.
Over at Newswire on it's Rockstar's blog. They call it the Rockstar Newswire. They dropped an update on things coming to Grand Theft Auto. And also an update on the progression of Grand Theft Auto 6, or the development rather, and very little on Red Dead Online, except to say basically that they're moving resources over to Grand Theft Auto 6 from Red Dead Online, which is interesting because Grand Theft Auto Online just had 5 paragraphs of new features that are coming and being worked on. And then they got to Red Dead Redemption, and here's what they said. We would also like to thank this one sentence. We would also like to thank the Red Dead Online community for their continued support and dedication. And it's like, oh, well, you're welcome. Like, thanks. You just gave us like 10 paragraphs for Grand Theft Auto Online. Where's the Red Dead stuff? And then they said this. Over the past few years, we have been steadily moving more development resource towards the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, understanding more than ever the need to exceed players' expectations and for this next entry to be the best it can possibly be. And as a result, we are in the process of making some changes to how we support Red Dead Online.
Which means the 5 guys that they had on it now got reduced to 2.
And that's all they said about Red Dead Online. And so clearly it's dead.
That's what it means.
Yeah.
Or sorry, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. The 10 guys they had on it has now been reduced down to 2.
Yeah. Why do you think, what killed Red Dead Online, Jordan? Why did it never pan out? Why did it never, it's clear Grand Theft Auto Online is a cash cow. Grand Theft Auto Online is, I believe, and we've talked about this before, I believe it's actually the future of MMOs. It is an MMO. You can go and live your entire digital life inside of Grand Theft Auto Online.
Yep. I believe it was lack of content, and then the content that they did have, I think it was just lack of content. And then I guess the way, I wouldn't even say the way they implemented that content. I think it was just lack of content. They tried to keep to the tone of the campaign of Red Dead Redemption, which is a more serious, down-to-earth tone, which I think is fine in a single-player setting.
Yeah.
But the thing is when you have... monetization was terrible too. But when you have Grand Theft Auto coming out with hamster ball racing above the streets of Liberty City, and then you have that choice, and then you have the choice to pay $20 for a season pass, and then another $20 for a profession. Don't
forget the $5 for the cabin,
and then the $5 for, you know what I mean? Like most people are gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong. Red Dead, that seriousness had its place, but it was just, I think it was the lack of content and then the monetization of the content that they brought in. Why was there not a Christmas event? You know what I mean? Just stuff like that.
Well, there was snow.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
I wanted a drunk Santa.
Like, take Vigor, for example, a more serious tone game, right? It leans more towards serious. Santa Claus came during Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, it's just people.
Every match.
I understand the place for seriousness in a game, and I think it has its place. But we also got to remember, it's a game. You can let loose a little bit. Why did they never come out with Undead Nightmare? You know what I mean? Like an Undead Nightmare 2 or even just during October, just do zombie invasions or something in the online. Just, you got to give people a reason to stay, and I don't think Red Dead did that.
Here's the thing. Spicy, tell me what you think of this. Because of the success of Grand Theft Auto Online, and I fell into this, I had the expectation, oh man, we're going to have Red Dead Online. Looking back on hindsight, that was foolish of me to think, because if you're Rockstar, you've hit the jackpot with Grand Theft Auto Online. Why disrupt that? Why create a competitor?
No, and I remember talking about this on the show before Red Dead came out. Why not link them? Link the monetization of both of them together. For example, you pretend you get an inheritance. Like if you're playing Red Dead Online and your character's getting gold and stuff, have that be an inheritance in an account in Grand Theft Auto Online.
I got it. You can buy a plot at the graveyard in Grand Theft Auto Online, and then whatever you earn in Red Dead Redemption, you can go as a player and dig up your ancestors' belongings and loot their grave.
Link them together. Don't have them be competitors. And we've talked about that on the show quite a bit because it really is Red Dead or Grand Theft Auto Online is a monster moneymaker. You don't want to split your audience. So that's what I was saying years ago was they have to do something to link these so your audience can stay together and they influence each world, so you can play in Red Dead and still feel like you're not falling behind in levels or in anything in Grand Theft Auto Online. They should have linked them somehow. You could have done it in lore-wise, or you could just have it break and just say your money is now in both.
Yeah.
Or something, some sort of experience system that is shared.
I think it'd be hilarious. Do a crossover event. Somehow, what's his name? The guy that calls you all the time.
Oh, Lester?
Yeah, somehow Lester gets into Red Dead's world through a time. You know what I mean? I think the tone of Red Dead Redemption narrowed the scope of what they could do.
They could have totally done with the money Grand Theft Auto made, and then you don't even have to use the same IP. You could get Dr. Emmett
Brown.
Yeah,
do the train thing.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the Future 3 was your perfect gateway to that. To link the two worlds together. It would have been awesome. If you didn't want to spend the money on, say, give it to Steven Spielberg on that IP, then fine. Make Dr. Round, or something.
Yeah. There was already that Tesla guy in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could do Tesla. You could do another crazy gray-haired guy that has a kid that goes and, Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is based on, this relationship between... Loosely, it's influenced by the relationship between Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown.
Because the single player campaign was an incredible experience in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I think that's why. I was excited just to go do crazy stuff in online, but
with my friends.
Yeah, but they rope in the craziness of that stuff. You know what I mean?
All Red Dead Online ultimately was a lesser Red Dead.
Well,
yeah. Look at it.
Like even wandering the world, I've been replaying the campaign. The world is nothing in Red Dead Online compared to the single player.
And that's what would happen. You'd go hunting or doing whatever in Red Dead Online, at least me, and I'd find myself saying, I'd rather just do this in the single player and progress there.
That's the thing. It felt an online open world game felt restricted. It felt linear almost. Yeah. And online multiplayer games, I don't think should feel that way. You shouldn't feel restrained.
I think what it came down to, there may have been other things. I think they were constrained by the tone in which they wanted to tell their story. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a little bit more grounded story, which is fine, and I think worked great for single player. But I think it was a mixture of that, and then I think Grand Theft Auto's making us hundreds of thousands of dollars every day. Why break it? Yeah, you know what I mean? Why break it? Just put everybody on Grand Theft Auto. I
have a theory of what I think is going to happen in Grand Theft Auto 6 and future Red Dead Redemptions. We'll get another Red Dead Redemption eventually. It's too successful of a franchise.
Oh yeah, even just the single player. You don't even. You can argue that you don't even really need a multiplayer in Red Dead Redemption. I think
that's what we're getting. I don't think we're going to get a multiplayer. I think it will be a single player badass series going forward. But I do think, and I would be willing to bet, that in GTA 6 and the next iteration of whatever the online component looks like, GTA Online, which they're going to, somehow it's going to evolve. Mm-hmm. I don't think GTA 6 comes with a standalone online. I think it gets, I don't know though. I can't say that. Anyways, regardless, I think the future is Red Dead themed content will just come to Grand Theft Auto. And there won't be online. And there won't be, Red Dead won't have an online version. It will just have, like, for instance, why not open a ranch and you can go off into the ranch and the mountains behind, and all of a sudden, oh look, there you are in West Elizabeth. Come to our Red Dead experience, and treat it like a Westworld. It's like a Westworld.
It's like Westworld. There's a mountain dividing the two worlds. It's Westworld.
Yeah, and I would be willing to bet that's the direction we go, something like that. But I think Red Dead going forward will be Rockstar's God of War. It will be a single player experience, and Grand Theft Auto will have a single player component, but it will primarily be an online experience.
Here again, though, Grand Theft Auto Online can still to this day makes them lots and lots of suitcases of money, bags and bags of money. to this day. How do you not, if we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, how do you not stop that money by making something else? Again, if we go to Grand Theft Auto 6, they have to integrate it, just like I said with Red Dead, they have to integrate it so you don't lose anything. Players don't lose anything. The players should not feel punished to play the new game.
Yeah, so what I think is what I think they're going to do is what's the city in Grand Theft Auto 5?
San Andreas.
San Andreas. What's available in online right now in GTA 5 Online, or it's just GTA Online, will stay. We'll be adding cities or whatever areas with the new GTA 6, and when you travel there, all you're doing is traveling to the
I don't think
the
you can do
2.0 the 2.0 version.
I don't think you can do that. The game was built on old hardware. We're not talking old hardware. We're
but you're
talking old
Yeah, but
hardware.
I think they can do it through some games have done it before on completely different engine, like through some type of legacy system. You know what I mean? That's attached to either your Rockstar account or whatever. You know.
But you're right. You're right, Spicy.
You
You can't just get rid of one.
You have to remake the map on the new engine.
Maybe they do. I mean, maybe it's remade on a new engine. Maybe that's why they took the Red Dead people.
How do you get the players to play with each other that are still on the old system?
Well, because it's free. It's free.
It's the same thing. Like, this is why World of Warcraft has never came out with World of Warcraft 2. Because they're, amongst other things nowadays, but it used to be so good at making money. Why would you ever want to create a sequel that will split the player base?
Well, I don't think you necessarily ignore. I don't know.
You get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying, but I think at some point, for the sake of progression, you do have to cut the old system out.
I mean,
You know
in fairness, Call of Duty does it every year.
and they make a lot of money.
They make tons of money. So I think you just take the Call of Duty route. We're Rockstar. We're that good. Here's GTA 6 Online. If you don't want to play with us, stay on your old system, but this is better.
I think
don't you think that GTA Online hardcore players are hardcore enough to be are the same as a Call of Duty player? It's like, okay, here I come.
But we can't look at it from this perspective of the players. We have to look at it the perspective of the developer. That makes them money. Why would they shut that off?
I don't think
they won't shut it off. Yeah,
you just
leave it.
you entice people to jump to the new system or the new game.
You
right?
incentivize. You say this is better.
And
like Call of Duty does.
I honestly, I think. Well, you know, I don't think they incentivize you. I think it's more of a forced. You know, but
they don't take you away.
Technically, Red Dead should have done that with Grand Theft Auto Online. Technically, that should have happened because it is the next iteration of their game, or not iteration. It is their next game, and it had an online.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same IP, so it's like Overwatch versus World of Warcraft.
But I would argue that Grand Theft Auto players are the same people that played Red Dead. I think their audiences are very.
But you could say the same thing about Hearthstone and World of Warcraft, or Overwatch and
no. Hearthstone and World of Warcraft. One is an MMO. One is a card playing game.
Yeah, well, one is a serious. One is a cowboy game, and one is not.
No, I'm not talking about the actual lore. I'm talking about the style of the game. It's an open world, story driven.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And so they're very similar. I would argue that the audience that enjoys Grand Theft Auto, like myself, also enjoys Red Dead.
I don't think they were all in ever on online in Red Dead.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Red Dead 1's online was successful, and I think Grand Theft Auto 5 took that online experience and just cranked everything to 10.
Well, see,
and then Red Dead 2 did nothing.
Rockstar had little incentive to make Red Dead a great online experience.
Well, yeah, and I think that shows.
Yeah, because they were making so much money from shark cards.
I bought a few shark cards.
Yeah, I did too.
On discount. It's those sales that get you.
Well, because you need the yacht.
No, I think what they do is I think they come out with GTA 6. It comes with its online mode. They're not going to shut down the old system, and they'll probably still sell a whole bunch of crap for the old system. I think their challenge is to incentivize people to switch to the new system. And how do they do that? You make good content for it. And let's be honest, if it's the same guys making the content for GTA 5 as it is GTA 6, people will switch over no problem.
Maybe it's just there's a huge risk, and I think companies are sometimes okay with risk, but I think they are very careful with risk.
Yeah, but it's Rockstar.
I think you have to take that risk, because going to your World of Warcraft example, because World of Warcraft, I mean, yes, they've made tweaks and expansions and they've modernized a few things, but I would actually like to ask the developers, because of the engine you're using, does it hold back what you want to do?
100%
No question.
You know what I mean?
does.
Like, I would like to hear developers, talk about that, and I'd like to hear the inside information. But I think that's the thing. I think you gotta eventually progress. You know what I mean? Like, I would don't get me wrong. I think World of Warcraft is it hasn't been fun for a little while, but hopefully the new one's going to be fun. I would like to see them make a sequel to it.
Yeah, well, I think what you're saying, Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying World of Warcraft refusing to do what we think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to do has made World of Warcraft
think
stale.
it restricts them to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And I think right now Grand Theft Auto is probably restricted to a certain extent. And I think making that new game on modern equipment, a modern engine, they'll probably still use the Rage engine, right? Or whatever it's called, Rockstar Advanced Gaming Engine. But I just think, and I think Grand Theft Auto, although they do still make a lot of money, I think is probably slowly running into that problem. Like, we want to do these new things, but we're restricted by what we have.
What do you want to see in GTA 6? Either single player or online?
I would like to see GTA, which I think we already heard a while back. I'd like to see the world. I'd like to be able to travel to all the cities, Liberty City, San Andreas.
All the past
I would love Vice City. And I would actually love if this game focused a lot on Vice City, because that was one of my favorites. I think they mentioned that a while back, didn't they? I think they kind of lightly talked about it, like doing different things across the different cities.
Well, no, what they talked about was, and this I believe was the CEO of Take-Two, talked about the development time is too long, and so what he wants to move to, or what they're moving to, is shorter development times with smaller releases, and then expanding on those releases over time, i.e.
Final Fantasy VII.
A GTA Online mode.
yeah.
That would be a wrong way.
Yeah,
that's what you're describing, because it doesn't actually work out like that.
Well, if they had, I'm just going to say it, if they had a plan, it probably would have worked out fine. I really don't think they had a plan for that.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, also,
I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they had a roadmap plan.
In fairness, here's why I also think GTA Online, I think they just stumbled into its success.
Yeah.
This round. Imagine now they get to do it deliberately this time around, from the ground up.
I don't know. Hold on, though. How do you do it? Okay, because they could have done it deliberately on Red Dead, and you could argue that deliberation is what killed them. Like, the accident.
No, it was clear that
it was clear that monetization and content.
I'm reminded of, like, is it a Simpson episode where Homer accidentally creates art in the backyard by a pile of garbage?
if you were to try it, it doesn't work.
But if he were to try, it's not art. Yeah. But the fact that he did it accidentally, and it's a thing. What if Grand Theft Auto is literally just
an accident, a successful accident?
Just is an amazing accident, because they had the chance. They knew what they had. They could have made it with Red Dead as well, but they tried this time.
I mean, I was an accident. Look how I've turned out. Cha-ching!
Hey.
No, you know what? You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying. I don't think they really tried.
Well, but I would still be curious, because you might be right. We'll see. But yeah. I do think just given they clearly have done something right to continue the success. It's one thing like stumbling onto it, and then it's another thing to keep it so successful that month in and month out, 2 generations after console generations.
That was an Xbox 360.
It was. It came out at the tail end of the 360. Yeah.
That is so crazy.
It is still month over month the top 5 games every single month sales wise, numbers wise.
Yeah, that's
how do you?
But so maintaining that's not an accident.
Imagine this. Imagine you're in GTA 6. You flip on the online mode. You're in Liberty City, and then you're like, "Hey, I'm going to take a plane and go to Vice City." And that whole time you're on the plane, traveling, exploring, stealing cars, doing whatever, not one person calls you on your cell phone, and and you don't need your cell phone to do anything within the game. That is a feature that I would hope they'd take over to the new no cell phone. I mean, I know the cell phone is just a menu. It's a bad menu. That's what it is. A better menu system for online would be the number one.
Well, even their menu was bad.
Yeah,
their actual menu is not. I'm not a fan of.
They need to hire menu guys.
So Ronan in chat says he wants GTA in space. Captain Obvious
Oh,
says
that would be fun.
Captain Obvious says he wants a Bade building in GTA.
What building in GTA?
What do you want, Spicy? What do you want to see in GTA?
Dude, GTA in space would be hilarious.
That's an interesting question. I mean, this may be a cop-out answer. I want a classic Rockstar humor
Yeah.
campaign. Like, the campaigns in these are phenomenal. I want to see everything that GTA 5 did,
base
GTA
building.
4 did.
Sorry.
Oh, base.
I know. I was like, wait, what did he mean? Base building. Yeah, sorry.
Everything,
sorry, Captain Obvious.
what the Warriors did, years and years and years ago, the great thing about how the Warriors gameplay and the progression in that game, I want to see Rockstar do what it does best and just make me a good Rockstar open world game.
What about this?
I don't want a phone that Lester calls. Jordan's right. I don't want that. I don't want a seamless integration. I don't want.
But look at technology. Like loading screens aren't even a thing, so we won't even.
Well,
do that.
If you were to have the loading screen of loading screens, I don't think anyone would say the number one loading screen of loading screens was Grand Theft Auto 5, where you would go poof poof.
Yeah, that was
above
terrible.
the map and wait 5 minutes to poof 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 poof, go back down in and get disconnected again.
But the single player part didn't have that issue. Single player part, actually, that was a cool transition.
Here, check this out. What about this?
Well, because you would always start with Trevor being in a garbage can
randomly
somewhere.
doing something, which is
the best was when he was in a dress up in the mountains with no shoes.
I would kind of like to see this, and people may disagree with this, but I want that Rockstar story, right, where it's focused on you as the character, and you're going through, you're meeting all these characters. But what if you're able to create your own character, and obviously they can just put some generic voice actor in there, right? You create your own character, and because you can create your own character, you can invite a friend into your single player game and play co-op missions with them. Now, I'm not saying design the game around co-op, but what if we, like, think of GTA 4. What if we went and did that packing mission,
Okay.
but you can bring your friend with you in co-op. You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's very hard to balance.
I think
it would be cool.
I would call it.
I think it'd be cool.
The sacred nature of the single player Grand Theft Auto experience. Imagine Red Dead on some of those scenes.
Yeah, but a cutscene's a cutscene. The other
you
player
built up to that, and what Grand Theft Auto, what Rockstar does well is using the game engine for the cutscenes. It's almost a seamless transition. How they do that.
Well, I'll give you a better example, Spicy. Imagine,
okay, well then I'll shut up.
No. Imagine of what you're saying. Imagine in Red Dead Redemption, something cool is happening on the side of the road as you're running down, and Jordan runs into your game and just runs the person over. And you never find out what happens.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be its own experience all on its own?
But that's an online experience.
No, check this out.
But that's online.
Imagine
it would ruin the experience.
No.
Jordan,
I think it would enhance it. No, I think it would enhance it. Check this out. Let's say you're talking. Let's go back to Grand Theft Auto 4 with Nico, right?
Yeah, okay.
Let's say love that character. Let's say you're talking to the FBI lady who kind of is your girlfriend. Yeah, you're getting a little hot and heavy, and then all of a sudden I drive up and just like hit a mailbox and get out and wave to you. That would be great.
I don't think you can program a game to have as many if-then statements as what Jordan would do to that game.
No, I don't know. I think, I mean, they probably won't, and it's probably not a good idea to do that. I think co-op is left for their multiplayer that they'll add. But
yeah, like Happy Mayo said, I would come in, David would kill all of Jordan's NPCs.
I would too.
It'd be hilarious.
I'd get a 5-star and disconnect.
Say, it's getting too hot in here, Spicy. I'm out.
Lag switch it.
I'll tell you what I want out of Grand Theft Auto 6 Online. I want it to be the game that ends all games for me. I want to be able to...
Don't you want every game to be like that?
Yeah, but I think Grand Theft Auto
has more
the best
potential
chance.
than a lot of...
I want to be able to jump in to Grand Theft Auto Online and live my gaming fantasies in there and never have to leave.
Yeah.
So, for instance, Happy Mayo says, all I want to be able to do is vote 50,000 non-black. Yes, they do have gambling in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
I fulfill that need. They have tennis, they have golf, they've got racing, they've got flying, they've got boats. Grand Theft Auto 6 could take that to the next level online, the online portion, and I want to be able to just the ultimate MMO. Never have to play another game in my life.
Yeah.
That's my game.
I think realistically, to be honest, I really just want Miami or I want Vice City, and I want and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe they've had the mechanic of Vice City's rent and ownership. Well, didn't they had it in GTA 5? They didn't have it in GTA.
You could like at end game you could buy the golf course and stuff.
I feel like it was more prevalent, like it was more in your face in Vice City. You know what I mean? It was a part of the game. Yeah. So I'd like them to flesh that out a little bit more in the new one, but realistically, I'd love to go back to Miami, which was Vice City. I think that was one of the best settings. It's probably, I don't know about you, it's probably my favorite of all the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah, well, because of the 80s.
Yeah, it was just a cool, yeah.
And the phone you had was a brick phone. You know, the old cell phones that are as big as your torso.
Well, see, and I don't even think you need to go back to the 80s. I just really like, but I mean, I guess I liked the setting so much because of the time period. Probably heavily influenced it, but Vice City was one of my classics.
Happy Mayo says Vice City Beach better be topless.
Is Vice City in the remake that they did?
I believe that was the only one that was. What was it?
That's a shame.
I don't think
was it Vice City.
But I think no. Was
it 3 San Andreas and Vice City? I haven't played the remake yet because I heard it had a lot of issues.
There was one left out. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know there was one left out. What was it? Because if Vice City's in there, maybe I'll play the remake.
Spicy, let me ask you this, because Static and King brings this up. He says they need to take notes from some of the role playing servers.
Yeah. So
do you think they include that built in now?
Yeah. This is kind of interesting.
Again, the game to end all games.
Because once again, Rockstar accidentally made something that became a phenomenon. Not to say that role-playing servers didn't exist elsewhere, but when you go to look up, VODs, streams of role-playing, 95% of them are a Rockstar game.
Yeah.
And Rockstar was very, very not willing to help the coders, the devs of these role-playing servers. They did not like that. But they have made a lot of money from that. So what's interesting about that comment is, what if Rockstar were to, say, make developer tools for role-playing servers instead of having to have the developers bend over backwards to create these role-playing servers?
I mean,
that really right there would make the game of all games, giving access to the engine and the world that this game provides.
Third-party developer tools have only benefited games like Skyrim.
What is, trying to look at it from Rockstar's perspective, because I'm generally curious.
Control.
Okay.
Quality control.
Yeah, but that's the point. You know what I mean? Let people do, quality control wouldn't let Thomas the Tank be a dragon. But that's why I'm playing it, because it's cool.
Yeah, but I do.
No, you haven't seen Thomas the Tank as a dragon.
I know.
It is phenomenal.
You have not lived until Percy flies down at you and just knocks you out.
I know, but
the smile and the buggy eyes.
I know, but I think I would take quality over that gimmick. That's right, I said gimmick.
No, but what I'm saying, you have that quality. We all know Thomas the Tank is a mod. Yeah, but everybody knows the good-looking characters are a mod.
Yeah, but okay. Let's put it this way: when you think of GTA, you think of Skyrim. I still put GTA. It has more polish to me. It has more. It's a higher brand value to me.
But GTA still,
you don't want to let that go. And when you do give it up to third-party developers, quality control becomes an issue. Yeah, so you're not necessarily, in other words, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. You're not necessarily enabling more to get done, because you still have to provide quality assurance, like people reviewing code, reviewing on your side and making sure it all fits together, and then it's not breaking your game. So you're not, on one hand, it helps from a creativity standpoint, sure, but from a resource standpoint, it still takes probably just as much resources, because you've got a quality assurance, the third-party submissions.
About what part? About mods?
Mods, yeah.
So I'm not talking about, I guess mods are part
Well,
of
you're
it.
talking about third-party developer tools, essentially.
Yeah, which, if we're talking about role playing, I would argue that the role playing development that has taken place has made Grand Theft Auto look far better than Rockstar has ever considered that game.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
supported that game. The mods, the 5M and the no pixel stuff, all that stuff. The game looks way better. Obviously, the game is 10 years old. So what's the point of Rockstar continuously, upgrading stuff? Because
But that's my point. I mean, I understand you have to protect the IP and you do have to moderate it to a certain extent, the mods. But Grand Theft Auto, or these people modded Grand Theft Auto, and I would argue because of those mods, Grand Theft Auto got an even bigger influx of players.
100% agree.
Yeah.
While still having
if you're
that
Grand
solid
Theft Auto,
single player
why
experience.
provide the third party? Why not just include those natively in your game?
Because just make someone else do it for free,
Yeah, but
you know?
yeah, but
Isn't that
they-
the-
Well, that's what I'm saying. Imagine if Rockstar, with their skills and expertise on their own engine, gave access to people to make these servers, like gave them actual tools. The quality would remain very, very high because you're the one giving them.
So
those
I think
tools.
I think we're talking past each other. Are you saying it would be built-in features that you, Mr. McSpicy, could go in and turn on, and Rockstar, and you decide this, whatever, XYZ is happening, but Rockstar owns all those. Rockstar essentially owns that role-playing server that you are.
Not the server, but the ability to create things that the server would have. You would be able to create, say, a building that a role-playing gang could live in, and you could create their own rooms and stuff like that. So access to the game engine development is what I'm saying, which I don't believe Rockstar has ever released. It's these developers, 5M, that have gone in and taken the code and done it themselves.
Yeah.
It's a lot. There's been a lot of work. I mean, I don't know a lot about it, but I think Rockstar has a missed opportunity to make things easier for
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see
third-party
if
developers
they
to make
give
their
up-
game great.
If they give up that control,
greater.
like you said, I agree with you that I do think it benefits them to encourage role-playing for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I think mods benefit a game in general. I mean, look at a game that's completely different, the Halo series. The Forge mode benefited that game immensely for years and years past its release date. And it's because of Forge mode we have now features in game, like Infection. Infection was a Forge mode game. Griffball was a Forge mode game
Griffball.
that made it into the real game.
Well, Psychotic says, look up, what is it? YouTube, the Tim Allen mod for Doom. You will not be disappointed.
Well, yeah. See, and it'll extend the life of a game. I mean, I think role-playing service has very much so extended the life of Grand Theft Auto immensely. I mean, you go to Twitch, it's top 10. It's been top 10, probably top 5.
I would be curious-
competing with everything because of that.
Yeah. Well, and
Because
that
of role-playing
that helps
servers.
your sales, because I'm not sure that it translates to more role players necessarily. I think it translates to people watching, like enjoying the entertainment of the world and the characters that a role play stream sets up for you, and then causing them to go in and play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, well, I think that's where it benefits it, right? I think you could do both. I think you can have that high quality multiplayer experience, and then you can have modded game modes, maybe on separate servers and stuff like that. That doesn't, I get why you can't integrate them, because then you can break the game in multiplayer or whatever. But I think you can do both.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I just want a game to end all games. That's where
Just-
I'm at in life.
Don't we know a little bit about Grand Theft Auto 6? Doesn't it take place in South America?
No, I thought they said something, and again, correct me if I'm
think
wrong.
so.
I
No,
thought they said something about traveling to different cities. Like, I don't think they mentioned cities, but I felt like they give the impression some of the game will take place in Liberty City, some of the game will take place in San Andreas. I thought
wow.
that's what it was. That may just be me in my mind wanting that.
Well, I think what you're.
Yeah, spicy. Here we go.
It takes place. It's about a drug.
As well as confirming that it's in development. I forgot about this. They say that its codename is Project Americas, as the game will take place over multiple countries, namely Brazil in a fictional city based on Rio de Janeiro, and Vice City in the U.S. And so you both are right. Yeah, Jordan Men traveling well. I missed. Maybe I was out
well, so I got some of the cities wrong, but I'm happy to see Vice City in there. I'd love to see a new modern take on Vice City, which is Miami.
Yeah.
What's that song where they Miami?
That's Will Smith.
That should be their that's the theme song of the next GTA 6.
Other people are thinking it also might introduce a Chicago type of city.
What would they call Chicago? You have Liberty City, San Andreas.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious.
That's I don't know.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Chi-town.
Chi-town.
I don't know what they would call it. Anyways, regardless, Red Dead's dead.
Well, they're just not doing big updates, right?
They StarCraft it.
It's
that's
and Heroes of the Storm did.
They'll fix bugs and that's it.
Heroes of the Storm did.
Yeah.
And StarCraft 2'd it.
Does that mean in a year it's gonna go free to play?
It is free to play online.
But
the campaign?
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
I don't know.
Guys.
I would be curious what their sales are. I'm sure that it still does really well.
Wait a minute.
It is on
Did I
Game
miss
Pass.
something? You can go to, if I've never played Red Dead Online, you can go and download Red Dead Online.
Yep,
for free.
separate. That's been around for 2 years.
I didn't even know that.
Forever, yeah.
You've been out of the loop.
Well, I mean, I bought it day one, so I would not.
Yeah.
I guess I'm stupid. Thanks, David.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Well, let's get to some questions.
Yeah, let's
do
do
a good
it.
discussion on GTA. It makes me excited. I'm a little depressed. I have not yet found.
When
my
do you think
game
we'll
to
see
end
it?
all games?
5 years from now?
As soon as Grand Theft Auto becomes unprofitable, that's when we'll see it.
They'll drop a release
So
date.
never. So like 20 years.
I know.
Our children's children.
I know they keep
They
saying.
have no incentive.
I know they keep saying like they want to increase their development time and they want to do all this stuff, but just hasn't seemed to happen yet. So I'm just wondering when we'll see it, if we will see it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Greg Payman writes in and says, we need to get Xbox to bring back games like Fusion Frenzy and 1 vs. 100. Please, let's start the push here.
Yeah, I think it's
Fall Guys is a start in that direction, but it's not Xbox.
That's great. No, I would love a Fusion Frenzy. I was actually over this last weekend playing a little Super Mario Party, the newest Mario Party on the Switch. There's a place for party games. They're super fun. I think Mario Party is the gold standard of it. Well, the new one I think is at least a standard, right? But
Okay.
I know the new one I think is
That is a good Yelp review.
No.
This is a standard.
No.
I am
5 stars.
giving this a review.
No, okay. Super Mario Party is the gold standard. The Mario Party Bowser on the Wii, that one was not great. Or the Wii U, sorry. That one was not great. So the newest one is good. Anyway, I think Fusion Frenzy was Xbox's version of Mario Party. I think they do it. Honestly, just copy Mario Party. Make a game board and just go. Mini games,
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think Epic could really make a party game very good.
True doctrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Truly
they could.
stated.
They have a lot of skills in game engine technology, which doesn't really matter here, but getting people to play your free game and having a lot of good content on that free game. I think Epic, if anybody could do it, Epic could.
Yeah.
I'm also just going to throw out there, I would also like to see a resurgence of the CNET games as well, since we're talking about party
those are
games.
fun. Those are fun. Any trivia type of game is fun. You don't know Jack? All those. Great question, Greg Pevin. Thank you very much for writing in. The push starts here. The push starts here. E. Jackson writes in and says, any update to a family Game Pass subscription package? Thanks, guys. No updates, but it's coming. We know that it's coming. It's in the works. And when it comes, day one, I'm signing up for the family subscription package. I'm at that point in my life now that I genuinely need one because, well, actually, depending on what kind of family subscription, we just might jump into it ourselves as the three of us. But I need like a 5-man or 4-man. I need one because my kids are getting to that age where they're playing on it and they have to play on my profile all the time, and it bothers me.
Yeah, I don't like people messing with my stats.
They don't touch my stuff,
Yeah.
dude. They're, in fairness, they're making
But no,
my stats look better.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'd like to see a family pass too.
No, it's coming. I mean, it was already confirmed that it's coming.
It's probably something they're really. It's probably something they're really thinking about because they know that people are already game sharing through the console stuff. So where do you like? I'm sure it's. Well, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult than I think to like create a genuinely good family pass that would want people to pay for it.
Yeah,
you know?
actually, in fairness, I guess so. What was screwing me up before is that I was game sharing with you.
Yeah, did you take that off?
Yeah, I took it off.
I've noticed
because I wanted to use. So I created a profile for Tiffany, my wife, so that the kids could play on. But because it was we game shared, they could not play on their profile because it's not my home Xbox.
Yeah.
So actually, never mind. I guess I don't need a family Game Pass. But no. But then again, you do because it doesn't matter. Game Pass is different. Game Pass, if a game is downloaded on the home Xbox and you're logged in with Tiffany's another profile that doesn't have Game Pass, they can't play the game. That's why I need that Game Pass family subscription.
So it would basically be something that can encompass all the. Basically, it's a profile. Like it just connects all these profiles to one Game Pass subscriction or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Ronan. See, no
if anybody wants a game share, I'm open now.
Yeah, he is wide open.
Yeah,
he's wide open. I threw him to the curb.
Yeah, he did.
He tossed it to the curb. Jackson, great question. Thank you very, very much for writing in. Captain Obvious writes in and says, simulator games on Xbox. Your thoughts? He says, I myself am excited Xbox is adding more to Game Pass of the simulator games. My thoughts? I love simulator games. Did City Skylines count as a simulator game?
No, that was a cities builder game.
Yeah.
Same difference in my mind.
No, it's not. It's just another hash and slash kind of conversation.
No, it's not. No,
a simulator is you simulate something.
Yeah. But I'm simulating the building of cities.
No, you're not. You're not out there with a shovel.
Is this not City Planner? City Planner Simulator. How is that not what it is?
Because you're not an architect drawing the black lines.
Yeah, you also don't have to deal with the people that are mad. You don't have to give out permits. You know, it's very not close. It is 100% not close to real life.
Is it not God Simulator?
What?
God Simulator?
That is more realistic. That's a better argument than you had.
Yeah, I would say that.
However,
because you could bring Godzilla down. Well, at least in
the old Simpsons.
So there's going to be some charges that you will see because I purchased every DLC this last week on City Skylines that you could, and it is awesome.
Yeah.
You now can you can Godzilla the whole world. It's great.
I would say it's more like what I don't know. I guess God Simulator, King and Queen Simulator, because I'm pretty ruthless to my subjects. Dictator Simulator, more of a,
Yeah.
I don't know. City planning simulator? What are you calling it? Or God Simulator?
Or God mode. God Simulator.
I would say Age of Empires is a better God Simulator than a city planning.
Through the time travel.
Hey, did they ever...
But irregardless of that, I like simulator games. I understand the appeal to simulator games. Mm-hmm. I think they're therapeutic. It's very hyper focused, slower paced. I like it.
Yeah, I think simulator games are specific types of games. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, I really like Flight Simulator. I like that game so much that I actually purchased a steering wheel to make Forza Horizon more simulator for me.
Yes,
because I think that adds to the fun. I don't know. Yeah, no, simulator games are fun.
To who said it? Reactor Leak says there's a Power Wash game on Game Pass. So yes, there is. It just dropped last week, I think. Or
you wash a car.
You wash all kinds of stuff.
Do they have a power washer peripheral?
Floors. You could do it as teams, like 4 people walking, power washing.
That'd be awesome if they had a power washing peripheral.
If it was Nintendo, they would.
Yeah. Didn't Nintendo have that? And this is way off topic. Didn't they have that peen peripheral? You remember that game?
It was a strap.
I'll tell you, man.
You put your Wii Chuck in it.
Yeah, that was a great. I mean, what? That was. I'm gonna say it. That was a cool game.
Yeah.
And
a great.
And you had to aim for the toilet.
No, you did. Yeah, like there were different urinals, and you had to it was.
No, yeah. Ronan's Power Wash actually getting some high praise. Yeah, I looked it up on Steam because it's been on Steam for a while. It's just coming to Game Pass, and it's very positively reviewed on Steam.
So was it like a belt where you stuck?
No,
the
it was
Wii-
You put your legs through it and you stuck the Wiimote
don't
in.
you remember?
Yeah, it was
don't
great.
remember.
It was
And you had to
fantastic.
hold it and you
yeah,
had to
I
pee in the
think
toilet.
it was only available in Japan, which was a
only
real
in
bummer.
Japan, yeah.
yeah.
You'll remember it if you see it.
Yeah, it was cool.
We definitely talked about it on the OG episodes of the
Yeah,
XoneBros.
That's awesome.
It was a shame they couldn't get that here in the States.
It wasn't in the States then.
No, it's just Japan, I think.
Was it outlawed?
I don't know. I would have bought it.
The strap wasn't, but the game was.
You can still buy third-party straps. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, at Walmart. They have them all next to all the
There's a
third party.
special section of Walmart for that.
The love store.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Great question, Captain Obvious, though. Thank you very much for writing in. On that note, though, I am playing City Skylines, and I'm loving it.
I think what I'll do, I think that's a great idea, David. You've kind of got me in the City Skylines mode. I think what I'll do is I'll download that Godzilla pack. I'll destroy that heathen city, and just create a new one.
Well, I went into my old cities, and I was like, I don't remember what I was trying to do. I'm going new, and I'm going. There's different ways to do your city. Spicy, for instance, he min-maxes his cities like nobody's else. He goes grid system, perfectly leveled, optimization,
high density here.
I'm going
nice homes here.
I'm going complete aesthetic. Like I'm on.
Who cares about
sexy,
traffic?
curvy roads up the mountain.
Rookie mistake. You're going to deal with traffic.
I don't. No. Because you should see all the packs I downloaded to handle traffic. Okay.
There's traffic packs.
That's cheating.
No,
The traffic mod.
I'm gonna have monorail systems, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Very.
That's
excited.
funny.
I don't know why when I play City Skylines, like you play it as like an efficiency, you play it for aesthetics. It's kind of like Dark Souls to me. Like
You play it
I
to
take
kill
it. I
people.
take it. No, it's just I take it personal. I don't know why. Like I just get frustrated with the citizens of my town. Like it just makes me
Takes
mad.
their disobedient personal.
I gotta send you. I gotta send you a YouTube channel that's plays this game by breaking the monetary system. And what he did is he made everybody live on this side with no access to where everyone has to work, and then he made like 300 walking trails where they have to pay money to get through.
The toll roads is
The toll roads,
Yeah, you can
and so he maximized the toll roads. He was making millions a day by because they have to. He actually kind of broke the game because he looked at it and he's like, when they leave their house before they get to their home, they have unlimited money. So
he noticed the thing.
So he just did that.
This was City Skylines.
City Skylines. I'll send you the video. It's actually phenomenal.
That is hilarious.
Genius. Now that's how you make money
That
in
is
that
hilarious.
game.
Hey, according to chat, the internet says that City Skylines is a sim game. I actually, in my mind, I don't believe it.
I mean, I was right on the beat 'em up thing, anyways. I just haven't got the recognition yet for being right.
Well, so Lee, you got this one. You got this one under your belt.
History.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull that up.
No, they're saying it's
history
a
will
sim game.
prove me
Chat,
correct.
chat saying it's a sim game.
Skylines simulation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, David said it was a sim game. Me and Mark said it wasn't. I'm still sticking to that. It's not
Thank you.
a sim game.
Yeah, Rhoda, great point. It's literally a spiritual successor to Sim City.
Yeah, but that's just a catchy title. It wasn't for simulator. It was just a catchy title.
You're simulating building a city. It makes sense.
Yeah, but are you?
Is The Sims a simulator? You're simming life.
I mean, see, we're just gonna get into an argument. I won't even go into it.
Oh, it's called management simulation.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense than city simulation.
You just had tunnel vision.
Yeah,
You've now had your mind expanded. Here's one for you. Forza
I'll-
Motorsports is a simulator.
Yeah,
Forza
I know
Motorsport.
that.
We are aware of
Yeah.
that.
Well, if it is, then so is City Skylines.
Well, but by that logic, I could say Call of Duty's a simulator because you are simulating war.
No, Arma's a simulator.
No, Arma is a simulator, man. Arma. I don't know if you guys have ever played Arma. That game is whoa.
How do I turn the safety off on this gun?
Control S.
How do I?
That was a simulator.
Charge. How do I? Okay.
Arma. Arma was the simulator of all simulators.
Yeah. How do I lift my gun up and aim it?
Tarkov.
How do I brush off the
Tarkov
dust?
looks like an arcade experience next to Arma 3.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
How do I lift my leg?
Yeah.
Well, Arma's coming to X. Is Arma the beta's on Xbox already? Yeah.
Arma's coming to Xbox?
Yeah, we talked about this like a month ago, 2 months ago.
Probably was bored.
Yeah.
Probably zoned out.
No, I'll give you this one.
I like to
since-
think about planes sometimes.
Yeah.
Since you were wrong about the beat 'em up one, I'll give you this
Yeah, it
one.
might have been that same podcast. We talked about planes.
You just started thinking about planes.
I just think about planes sometimes.
Yeah. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in this week. Again, come join us on YouTube. Thank you, everybody who supports us and supports the show. We appreciate it. If you're on Spotify, hopefully this bounces over to Spotify this week. If not, we're going to have to figure out why. It's not our fault. Spotify, fix your stuff. We love hanging out with you guys. We appreciate it. Come join us on Discord. Check out the forums. Tell us if you like them, if you hate them. Let us know either way. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a great... Next week, we're on Friday, right?
yes.
Yes.
Friday.
Bye-bye, everybody.
I'm so far to find a better way. I'm walking away from the silence of your pride against it. I just wanted to be happy. I didn't want to be so strong. I don't understand why you leave me so alone. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it. Trying so hard to find the good old days. I'm walking away from the heart of this world. I'm too afraid to fall in love and feel a heartache. To fall in love and to do it wrong. I won't survive with a broken heart alone. No. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh you love it, ooh you love it. You love it, you love it, ooh I'm walking away.